one more quarterback to talk about today.
Yeah.
And he is staying in this category of the leapers, and I will let you finish my sentence.
The leapers and Lamar Jackson.
Your
That's
number
right.
5 quarterback.
Number 5, Lamar Jackson. Right? Now, I know Trevor Lawrence had a better year. I know Jalen Hurts had a better year. Again, this isn't about just last year. Last year is the most important part of this puzzle, but I can't erase like the 5 years before that where the guy was in the MVP conversation. You know, injury, yes, a little concerning and certainly part of the conversation here. But like, the headline for him is don't get it twisted. His passing is legit. I wish we could have found something that rhymed, but we couldn't. Okay?
We could have.
I mean, he is has an elite arm. He's an elite passer. And that's the one thing that when I looked at it, that jumps off the film to me, actually, when you watch it. As you sit there and you just go, his arm is elite in all areas. I mean, really, he's gifted. He's got great power. He's got great touch. I've told you what. I mean, we probably 5 times through this process. I don't know if there's anybody that has more releases in football other than Patrick Mahomes. When you really want to watch him game by game, nobody throws balls more sidearm or different ways than Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's on his back foot, throwing corner routes and just flicking it up there 25 yards. Back's coming out of the backfield. He's, moving in the pocket, flicks it over there. Great touch. Power throws, can do that. And then, here's the other thing that people are mistaken about. He's phenomenal in the pocket. Phenomenal. You heard me say that before when I started to rattle things off. He doesn't get the respect for that. He doesn't look to run. He looks to throw. And then when all else fails, he runs. But his movement and sitting in the right spot in the pocket, the pocket's collapsing, let me slide here and throw a sidearm out the corner pocket here. He can do all of that. And that's where, I think people got to get off some of the narratives and just give him a little more respect in that department than what he gets, I feel like, publicly.
So I think that's going to be surprising to maybe some people if they're just listening to this, or you for the first time, because normally the conversation with Lamar starts with the fact that he's an elite scrambler, runner.
I know.
He can
is.
Change games with his legs.
He's the second best runner in the game other than Justin Fields, right? I would still give him the edge over Jalen Hurts, right? Now, maybe not some of the power runs, but still in the open field and ripping off an 80-yard touchdown. I mean, it's still special. His ability extends plays and all that. Come on. It's insanity in the membranity. But it's a guy that, like, as I told you before this show, you go back and watch and you go, man, there's so many good decisions. Man, there's so many high-level throws. And I don't come away in some of his worst games, the Giants game, the Bills game. I don't come away going, oh, my gosh, he was missing throws and making bad decisions. And not at all. Their passing offense is average. It's below average in scheme. And then I would say with the talent they had around them in totality, probably about average too. So that's where you got to take that into account. And I think that's where people are going to see when they're going to play a little bit more through the passing game and the quarterback this year. I think you're going to see a little bit more of what he has to offer, as a player. And it's special. And I think now that they got some receivers there too, and they're going to play a little bit more through the pass game, I think it's going to open up everybody's eyes to how good this guy actually is.
So, let's get into some of the weapons here, too, and the injuries. I think those are the two big areas to focus with Lamar here. And the narrative that Pete put into the rundown was that he is the Ravens. I think that's what most people think. But they also think it's a big contract. He got a 5-year, $260 million contract, $52 million a year, $185 of that's guaranteed. It's a big contract for an injury-prone quarterback who is not a great passer. Now, you've addressed the great passer thing. You think it's more of the offense.
Yes.
But this is from Just Verage 4. He says, hi, Chris and Ahmed. How much stock do you put into availability in the situation of Lamar? Does the fact that he is that electric on the field give him a bit more leniency after missing December and January football in back-to-back seasons?
Yes. I think there's that. He's still one of the biggest game changers in the game. There some of the guys that were, 6 through 9 or, 5 through 10 last year, man, they didn't play good, so they fell back, right? And, It's like, again, I know like 17-7, and the stats aren't. It's not 5,000 yards, and people look at it and all that. But damn, like I don't come away from any games like I've said about other guys and go, oh, there was meat left on the bone. Or like he maximizes. Where he maybe gets himself in trouble a little too much at times is trying to make something too much happen a little bit. Whether it's scrambling around in the back end, trying to make this guy miss, this guy miss. He's going to try to make a play. Oh, somebody strips him, like the end of the Giants game, right? Or even the bad interception he threw at the end of the Giants game. Those are really the things that I look at. But when you talk about seeing the field, appropriate throws, it's so much better than, like, it's lazy for what people say. And I feel like it's not people on TV. Like listen, the Dan Orlovskis of the world and all that, they know it. They see what I'm saying. But it's as we know, the social media world gets a hold of things, and they become a part of the narrative. And I feel like that's what's happened with him a little bit. And that's where I just think you're gonna see a different guy this year. Not only it's not him you're gonna see different, it's the offense will finally set him up to make him look different to everybody else.
All right, so let's go into that.
Yeah.
We got a new offensive coordinator here.
Yeah,
we got Todd Monken, who was at Georgia the last couple of years, winning some national titles, was also an offensive coordinator with Tampa when Jameis Winston was throwing the ball all over, was there in Cleveland when Baker Mayfield was having his best year. This question comes from Coach Mills. What do you see Lamar's ceiling being with his revamped weapons and new OC in Todd Monken? So some of the weapons are Odell Beckham is there, Rashad Bateman's going to be healthy, and then Zay Flowers, your number one wide receiver in the draft, is now a weapon for Lamar Jackson.
I think he's a guy that this year with that kind of offense and the style they're going to play, like he can statistically be towards the top of football in some passing areas that we haven't seen him be. We always know he's been a special talent and a game changer from all those type of things that we're talking about. I just think people want to see, what I always say, surgicality and picking you apart.
Yeah.
And I want to go, well, yeah, okay, he can do that, but somebody's got to help him. They can't be run the ball, Lamar. Play action. We got 3 people out in a route, and it's like a go route, a crossing route, and a go route. Lamar just jamming in there to Mark Andrews. Just throw another sidearm, fade away, 32-yard throw. Oh, good. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he's a running back playing quarterback. That's why he missed it. I mean, I'm just so sick and tired of hearing that. Holy crap. I didn't come away from any of the games I watched this second time around and went, man, Lamar what was he doing?
Yeah.
Why didn't he throw this? Not at all. I mean, I came away more times than not just going, wow, holy, woo. As I told you before, what did I say? A few times, there's so many more throws of, don't throw that. Oh, God, he got it in. Oh, whoa, what a throw. There's way more than that than people realize. And his arm power, again, it might not, Josh Allen's got maybe the strongest arm in the history of football, so I need to stop saying his name, right? His arm power is in the elite guys in football. There's no doubt about that, and that's where I'm excited for Lamar.
So you've already said today one of the parts that you use to evaluate these quarterbacks is their leadership ability, and Lamar's an interesting case because the players love him.
Right.
Players want to play for Lamar Jackson.
Right.
But does he always lead by example? We've heard some rumblings with the Ravens. They'd like to see him show up a little bit more. I mean, he was not at the playoff game last year, which I found a little strange.
I think it's odd.
Because it's like he is the face of the franchise. Obviously, they had a contract dispute going on that went into the offseason, but it seems like he should have been there around the team. As a leader, what is he like as a leader?
It is like he's I think a phenomenal leader, and he's a natural leader. Like, guys want to follow Lamar. It's like we always talked about. They always want to follow the money and the baller in the locker room, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's the rich guy. He must be doing something right, and he's the baller. Okay, boom. They want to. I mean, Lamar is like truly, he's like an urban legend. I mean, when you hear other people play against him and they talk about him, it's like, I played against Jim Brown back in 1960. You know what I mean? It's like that. Like the Lamar experience. It's unlike any other. And I think his leadership stuff is like, it's tangible. It's easy. People know how talented he is. They want to follow him, and they believe in him. I think he's got to do a better job. And again, this is me on the outside looking in, and hearing rumors around football a little bit. Maybe a little more detail, taking care of his body. eating the right way so he's not sick and missing practices so many times over the last few years, maybe going to bed a little bit earlier, right? I think it's like, I don't want to say maturation. I think he's a mature individual, but just becoming a hair more professional in how you approach things on a day in, day out basis.
Sure.
I think that will take his leadership to another level. And again, this is a special entity we're talking about, Lamar Jackson. And like I said, he's a guy, and I'll be totally transparent. I had Trevor Lawrence when I first wrote my list in front of him. I did. And this is when I first did the list.
Mm-hmm.
But it was one of those, as I said, I believe it on the kitchen table, and that was definitely one of the ones where I kept walking by going, damn, what? I can't put Trevor Lawrence in front of Lamar Jackson. That's insane. I can't do that. Trevor Lawrence, yes, he had a better second half of the year last year, and it's all on the up and up. But I'm not willing to say he's better than Lamar Jackson yet, not from what we've seen and what I think this kid's all about. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.